What is going on YouTube? This is Acid Roots. So I'm going to review the third album by Canadian post-hardcore band Silverstein. Basically, this particular project is called Arrivals and Departures, and it came out in the summer of 2007. Now, within fair's about here, as far as these pitches can happen. Now, this is particularly more of a low-key type band within aspects like that, but the particular fair about it amongst it is that it has some banging typeness. This would basically be like, seemingly like one of the go-to, basically like getting a Canadian type version of like a band like particular like Dashboard Confessional and Newfound Glory, some ones like that. Some of those type varieties also within pitches of like particular kind of within the relative type variety of Cobra Starship, but kind of more within the pitch of like All Time Low and some stuff folks like that. So it's a pitch as far as saying it's the aspect of this particular banging type varieties. Now within the pitch as far as saying it didn't appear that they had any charting songs within these aspects as far as like the US main charts, at least maybe once or twice, but the pitch as far as saying still some pretty excellent continued type fare within the pitch like pop in terms like the pitch of pop punk and post-hardcore pitch like that. So this is a screamo type album, has similarities to Under Oath as well, pitch like that, some good banging type appeal, sensitive aspects, tastes of like My Chemical Romance in their pitches like that. So kind of leftover type varieties. It's kind of at a pitch where some of those type fares were popping up within the complex. This is an embrace of an album as far as these pitch album, meeting with that kind of the particular gulag type action. There's a number of songs in here, even if there's not like a particular kind of dance club type bang, it's full bound. There is a little bit of front yard type jostle within pitch like that. A few jigs kind of get on here to kind of smoke like a Swisher Sweets and stuff, and like a good kind of just have like some grape sodas or some red wines and pitch like that. So it's the ordeal as far as saying the particular jaw spot. This is kind of a spooky type album within pitch, has like particular kind of station. It's very much not so much claustral, but it is kind of within the aspect of this kind of on the go type motions within like not so much a full bound kind of dead set, but just kind of miss the pitch of this kind of within the tone. Probably would be when you take a snapshot of something, one of the ones that would be kind of blurry within those pitches as not sitting still within those contexts. It's kind of the blurred person in the picture as far as this person. I mean, it's not to say like that in terms of like it being like derogatory pitch like that, but it's just kind of afraid just a little bit more motion, something to pitch. So it's the aspects as far as saying paying attention like the variety within these type pitches, the aspect within these tones. Now within the product kind of it, some good McAllister's type songs and pitches like that, some car sitting type tunes, some of these type aspects to kind of smoke on the go and pitches like that, some type appeals. This kind of aspect just on top of that. Has an excellent aspect to like the particular fashion, like makeshift kind of leftovers. So the pitch of just getting these rush hour type varieties, so within the pitch. But this is an emo type album within these pitches as far as saying, so it's kind of the product of like the way you would get like particular fares, like less kind of punk is full, but it just kind of has the pitch. It has like punk type hooks on here, the type varieties that you would get from like Good Charlotte and like Trapped in certain senses and kind of All Time Low, some stuff hooks within pitch like that, but it kind of has it in a more emo type variety. So it's the pitch as far as saying just kind of punk type fare, but just more decked in black as far as these supposed to have. It just kind of has like that particular haunt aspect. So it's a good nice pitch considering the factoid. Usually when you get pop punk, it's usually within the hit type variety. I mean, apart from like Avril Lavigne and then like traces like Evanescence in certain types of senses, even though Evanescence is not punk, it's the variety as far as saying just kind of like the male type variation like Avril Lavigne within Sons to Pitch as far as like the fair. You could say a joke towards that within these pitches, but we're not going to get towards that within those fairs. But just the pitch as far as saying within these aspects, as far as like the particular variety kind of happens within that particular aspect, just like the fair of just getting like some pop punk kind of within the aspect of this particular more haunting pitch like that. So probably some eyeliner on, looking probably like Billy Joe Armstrong from like the American Idiot type days and pitches like that. Patrick Stump in certain senses, even though it's a little bit darker than Patrick Stump. So it's kind of variety pitches like that. Sense of so the pitch as far as paying attention towards here within these pitches is the aspect kind of amongst that I do recommend. There's 13 songs in here. There's a Best Buy edition that luckily is on the Spotify edition nowadays. So within these pitches as far as saying, I'm also going to talk about Rain Will Fall and Falling Down as far as these pitches can happen. But seemingly if you possibly pick up this album, now within the pitch, considering this came out in 2007, 19 years ago, is the pitch as far as saying paying attention towards it. Tracking down the particular Best Buy edition might not be as commonplace, but it's the pitch. You might be able to find it within the lucky enough type variety with the pitch as far as saying the aspect. I am going to talk about all 13 songs. The sound gets a 10 out of 10. 2 quick singles. The pitch behind it, this had a good aspect of popularity within a relative type sense. At least some of these type ones did get to. There's a few of these on here that got past 1 million plays on Spotify, pitches like that, but the most popular one is the lead single, If You Could See Into My Soul, and the second single, Still Dreaming, within these pitches got the 2.5 million practically. So it's the fair 2.5 million practically. So it's the fair as far as saying within these products, within these pitches amongst it. say banging typeness. So getting towards it here, if you could see into my souls, the hitting type ones, like amidst like some punk errand and day bustle, get towards pitch like that, just pepped and pivot as far as these pairs gonna have. So just kind of motion, just kind of wired and feeling. The aspect of wired and feeling motion, since the pitches just pick a lot. The aspect of feeling wired in motion, since the pitches just kind of pick up like some conies and aspects like that. It's a good, exciting type jostle pitch like that. Definitely something to start right now. Within these pitches, this would be kind of an up tempo type one to kind of get within the product, like some day clubbing and pitches like that, or night clubbing pitches like that. So it's kind of variety as far as saying within the particular tone amongst it. It's kind of gets that jostle particularly kind of going. But the pitch as far as saying definitely works for like some thrills as far as like the transit type moments as far as these pitches can have. Just figuring out the next mode. So it's a pitch. It's kind of the acceleration, getting the spike going of it, pitch like that. So kind of good blood pumper pitch like that. Sometimes hit type appeals. Still Dreaming is the hit type one as well. Second single here is like a quality kind of alt post hour embrace to get this mild kind of joyride here. I'd say the station kind of come through for like Bells of Mine and folks. Just pitches like that. Fan type fair since the bass face is kind of a rebel. This particular song kind of has like a rebel type peer about it as far as this is going to happen. This would be like the more station kind of radio grab amongst these pitches. Still Dreaming would be like the more steady kind of radio grab within these pitches for the players. And both these kind of have the bustle about it within these aspects. For as like variety kind of happens was the pitch as far as saying paying attention towards this. This would probably seemingly be like a regular that you would have caught 4 o'clock, 4:30 p.m., 5:15. Since the pitch amongst the good varieties like that amongst the particular fair, just good nice pitches, but this kind of good listlessness about a pitch like that. Just kind of a miss like the aspect of just emo without a cause type distraction pitch like this is the hit type right now. Not to say within like it being like derogatory, but just the pitch, just that particular aspect is kind of feeling the aspect of like getting towards some crunk pitch like this. It's kind of the aspect of like some set out pitches like that. So within the hit type appeal, I recommend all these songs off this album. Some of these type pitches amongst it. So within these hit type aspects, particularly one of which within these aspects is the bang type one is the bonus track. One of the bonus tracks on here, Rain Will Fall, as far as these pitches can happen. It's like a heading. This particular song is like a heading to some step out and date evening kind of sparks as far as these pitch can happen. Just city square kind of initials, pitch like that. Just dap with pals, get some memes going since the pitch amongst it. Kind of the variety of just that particular fair. It's kind of one of those type ones for just like particular. It has the aspect of just like this Fritos in the neighborhood pitch like that. Just more in town more so than residential type fair, but probably within the variety of like some front yard type noise. There's some kind of there's the aspects of some front yard type spells on here, pitches like that. It kind of strikes me more like a smoking type album within these type pitches. Kind of the aspect of kind of weaving in between gas station type fair if you live closer to town, pitch like that. But it's kind of various for say not as much full blown romps within pitch within particular aspect of like in terms like Arby's runs pitch like that, but just kind of variety of just like town kind of stepping within the pitch of just like sauntering and just junk deuce type social fair with plebs and pitches like that amongst things that varies a good pitches like that. Vanity and Greed is a hitting type one with these aspects as well as like a nice gray sky kind of Vanity and Greed is a hitting type one. It's like a nice gray sky kind of post grunge kind of rush hour bleed to get within Sunset Products here. Smoke is Sweet definitely some of these type fairs is Parkside kind of thought pitches like that. This kind of aspect of just heading to like a parks. This kind of aspect of heading to like a park Sunset pitches amongst it's kind of the variety of just like the particular nice dredge type factor that gives like Nickelback type vibes and pitches like that. Theory of a Dead Man and stuff. Books and pitches like that. It's kind of that hit type appeal. Particularly just it's one of those just soggy type one of those soggy and smeared type dredge type songs pitches like that. Now it's kind of within the variety of like a song like How You Remind Me, but just not as capital within the full bound type pitch. Not to say in terms of quality, but just a pitch of just kind of like a particular make way to some of that type variety pitch like this. A bang type appeals. Hit like a park, get some smokes in your system, good fares like that. My Disaster is a nice one off these aspects as well. It's like amidst some chummy kind of traffic and day smear to get towards your pitch like that. Kind of within a relative type combo of Vanity and Greed, but just a little bit more amidst like the commerce of just a 10 of pitch like that. Just some unvent and blow steam, I'd stay here. Just some unvent and blow steam, I'd say here. Pitch like that, hit type PLs, just stiffer kind of come throughs as far as these fares going to happen. So the stiffer kind of come throughs with Gallon Mine pitch like that. Sometimes the fries to just kind of pitch a like particular the factor, not so much within pitch of like this comes off of like close to doghouse type fries pitch like that is kind of fair. Just kind of particular, maybe having to wait in line to get like a new product or something like that. Have to be there at like 8 o'clock in the morning and get like the new mascara before it's sold out. Since the pitch, but aspects like that, some of those pitches within those fairs, good pitches amongst it. Just different kind of come through. This kind of pitch, just that particular fair, good banginess pitches like that. So within those hit type aspects, Just get towards it, keep the real line going, pitches like that, sending hit type PLs, particularly bodies and words, the hitting type one. This is one of those front yard type ones I was talking about, pitches like that, goes along pretty well with rain will fall, pitches like that, bodies and words like a cut loose kind of front yard jig to get and head bang as far as these fish have a crunk. Definitely get crunked out a bit, fares like that. Doritos in your system, sunset fries, get the family size going. Cool ranch type ones, pitch like that. Just some great alt basking, I'd say here since the pitches. Just get some red wine on top of that. Some of these type fares, kind of just blood red type wines, pitches like that. Sunset fares, just kind of feeling vampiric and fares like that. Kind of miss these pitches. Some of that type fare, just particular when you think of like kind of emo headbang type songs in those pitches like that. It's kind of variety as far as saying within the pitch, Green Day would have like some of these blackout type songs and My Chemical Romance pitch like that, but within like the fair kind of more house party type pitches like that, be more of like a house party lounge type spill pitch like that, some hit type fair as far as these pitches kind of happen. So kind of miss the conduct of this kind of hosting type fair just out in the front yard pitch like that, sunset fries amongst it. Good, excellent party and bullshit type fair within these pitches for us. Probably kind of happens is the banginess, getting to like powder cake pitches like that amongst these hit type appeals. The aspects for us saying this ferociousness, definitely within those aspects for us the fair kind of happens. Sound of the Sun is the hitting type one as well as like a rowdy and gnarled kind of duck and run kind of man alive type mode pitch like that. Just get some air, I'd say, within these pitches here. Just smoke a bowl, definitely within these parts kind of get straight and pitch like that. Just tease like the aspects of these type fairs amongst this extra type good like the aspect, just getting the straightening of it going with. Not so much the full blown straightening, but just kind of just good nice bit of swag for like a gallon mine pitches like that. Since hit type PLs, it's good nice care package and loud packs as far as these fairs can happen. So within the pitch, as far as saying some of those type products, definitely get some smokish type going within pitch like that. Within the variety, when I say duck and run, here's the pitch of paying attention like the 3 doors down song pitch like that. Some of that hit type just revved up type mode pitch like that, kind of within a commerce type fair. It's kind of within an emo type setting, kind of within pitch less post grunge, alt metal, kind of more within pitch of like series these type ones within the gulag type sense as far as like man alive type mode. So there's a picture, but it's kind of the emo type fair traffic, this type of traffic kind of sifting and just got done as far as these fairs go. So within the pitch as far as paying attention towards it, but it's kind of the aspect of like particular pretty similar actually to If You Could See Into My Soul as far as these pitch go, but it's kind of probably just like some rev up pitch like that. So it's kind of good nice embrace amongst those fairs. It's kind of like excitement, loud packs, some of this type pitches, but get some smokes in your system. Definitely some pickups to T pickups and other type pickups when the aspect as far as the pitch kind of happen. Good, nice fairs. The sand will turn glass, the hitting type one as well. Grand, it's like a grand kind of get around in Galvan as far as these fairs can happen. Very under oath and My Chemical Romance type style. Some type pitches just to have like some scones in the whip. Some type pitches on top of that. So it's kind of variety or just out in the fray. Some type products amongst it. It's kind of fair. Just some of that particular product. Some of these type ones like If You Could See Into My Soul and Sound of the Sun. Some type pitches just that particular aspect like the post hour kind of emo type and alt type flip within the pitch is something to listen to 5:30 p.m. just at like McAllister's parking lot. Since the fair is just stuck in like the traffic lane pitch like that. Since the fair is just at red light type fair, just the blase kind of it. Just kind of within pitch as far as like find like a beeline type spot to get towards pitch like that. Just have like a delectable kind of scone and sense that pitch amongst it. Something within those aspects. Biscotti sense that pitch is something within like the particular tone. Just good nice muffin pitches like that. Within the aspect of extra type folks around. Now within the normal type pitches, there would be the aspect of just staying within these particular type products and just the extra aspect of like Pepsi, some of these type fairs. The extra aspects of Pepsi, some of the type fairs, figuring out the next mode as far as these pitches can have an excellent type products amongst it. Trying to think some other type ones I haven't talked about on here, pitches like that. Particularly, I think one of which I haven't talked about is Love with Caution as far as these pitches can go. It's like feeling a romp type mode. Some of these type pitches like Blink 182 style, some of these type aspects, feeling a romp and pickups definitely within these varieties here. Just a bit of shopping to kind of get to some splurge, I'd say. Get like a McDouble or two, something like that in your system. Some of these type products just kind of miss that fair like alt rock kind of dredge. Just drops kind of figuring out the modes of pitch like that. Just kind of T to kind of standard T to kind of get from like folks that are with you pitch like that since that fair. So it's kind of when I say T this time I'm talking about with them variety as far as like gossip and just like the day spell 411s pitch like that. What's the dealio? So it's kind of the fair of like a leftover campus and just the product of like some day area type product pitch like that. It's kind of the fair of like neighborhood residential, just pickups pitch like that, pick up like a good box of Budweiser, Sons that pitch amongst it, good nice fairs to this holla type music within Sons that variety is kind of the aspect of this. Sound offs within like a sound offs within a relatively kind of motioned and transit type sense pitch like that, sense hit type feels, but just the aspects of those type fairs, very Blink 182, good Charlotte ass pitches like that, sense type folks, Newfound Glory, particularly True Romance hitting as well as like a cream True Romance, like a Creed and Stained Light kind of sun gaze to get. This makeshift kind of radio bleed, I'd say here, sunset pitches. It's a makeshift radio bleed to get here, pitches like that. This long day kind of ears for like crapola. Just a makeshift radio bleed to get here, pitches like that. This long day type fair, so some aspects amongst it. This ears for like some crapola for like diva type fair, pitches like that. Sense surprise and other type products, just being good pal and homies, sense of pitch. But the aspects, as far as saying, just the product of some of these type ones, just the stickier type song with these pitches. For us, variety kind of happens to some of those type ones that Nickelback would kind of have on the regular, but just a little bit more sluggish and forlorn within these aspects. As far as the fair kind of happens, it's kind of the tone of like real good 5 o'clock p.m. kind of orange skies, kind of syrup and pitches like that. Nice steely kind of stain like post grunge kind of syrup and pitch like that. So it's hit type prices. The aspect good X and price versus pitch can happen. I think one of the last ones I haven't talked about on here is Falling Down. It's a good nice one as well. It's pretty similar to True Romance pitch like that. Hit type ness. Falling Down's like a rush hour kind of gulag and moody kind of embrace to get here. Some of these type fairs. Standard dredge definitely within these aspects. Grab like some bracelets for like a bell or something like that. Some type tones good nice pitch amongst it. Puppy chow on top of that. Some type fairs. So it's kind of pitch as far as saying some of these type aspects. Good nice fair as far as these pitch gonna happen. Definitely like some of those type ones. Probably just like the particular fair, just a little bit more station compared to like a song like My Disaster or particular like Worlds Apart, some type ones. But kind of pitch. I don't think I talk about Worlds Apart either. I need to get to that one. But some of these type pitches amongst it. Just a more Matrixy type one within the pitch of just that particular 5 o'clock p.m. Just kind of not so much flip a bird in terms of like hating vents or veins popping out of your throat, but just kind of pitch it just like just here's to me type vibes pitch like that. Just another day, another dollar type aspects pitch like that, but it's kind of feel halfway flip a bird pitch like that, but just the variety as far as saying pitch like that. Some sit type feels. Looking after, I think one of the last ones I haven't talked about within these pitches, kind of actually there's a couple more of these. One of which is Worlds Apart. Worlds Apart's like a good routine kind of emo post grunge kind of sun peer. Good routine kind of emo post grunge kind of sun peer and day relief as far as these fairs can have them. Just screamos, I'd say within these aspects. It's kind of a release to kind of get towards just some drifts within these fairs. So kind of the product of. It's kind of within the variety of like a joyride, but just kind of pitch it, just aimless kind of driving pitch like that. Some of these stuff is just kind of the aspect of just screw it. I'm just gonna buy some fucking goddamn kind of tater tots for like the pitch behind it. As far as these pitches can, just random type spells, some of those type pitches, aspects like that. As far as these pitches can go, but just the variety as far as saying pitches like that. As far as these pairs gonna happen. Looking after here within these particular aspects. Definitely some drift along to some of these type pitches, just kind of gallivant and some of these type fairs amongst it. But looking after here as far as these varieties going to happen. On top of that, I think the last one I haven't talked about on here as far as these fairs going to happen is particularly Here Today, Gone Tomorrow within these aspects. So Here Today, Gone Tomorrow is like a jarred and feeling pump kind of supply run to get towards your pitch like that. Gal gets some Bacardi tonight, so it's a pitch. So kind of variety as far as saying just the aspect of actually within the pitch, just the tone. If it's not going to just be like a sober type aspect with some of the pitch, kind of variety as far as saying, hey, I'm going to get tore up and folks are going to get tore up as well. Some of the pitch is kind of probably to like collect type fair and some of the pitch amongst the good nice varieties, just kind of fem choice type night. Some of the fair is just like here's the remote, some of the pitches, figure out what to do is going to be. Some of the pitch amongst the good nice varieties like that kind of pitch. Don't care what happens on Netflix, just going to get towards Bacardi pitch like that, but just hit type feels of. Hit type aspects of like a commerce type mode and pitches like that amongst things type varieties. So kind of the particular fair, just utility type products and pitches like that, but it's kind of the tone as far as like good energetic type spice as far as these pitch can have. So within the aspect, this one kind of pretty similar to If You Could See Into My Soul pitches like that, but it's kind of variety, just more kind of fair kind of in mind, less kind of the eagle is getting ready to land as far as these pitches can have. So it's kind of pitch as far as saying just kind of in flight, but not for terribly good spell too much longer with these pitches. So kind of probably just having like a landing having like a landing pad for a while since the pitch amongst it, but it's kind of probably just spam choice since the fairs figure out the variety what's gonna happen within. Figure out like some Hulu type fair pitches like that, one of those type ones, Amazon Prime pitches like that, since it type feels. But the aspects for us saying particular flair among particular flair of it, pitch like that. So the hit type appeal as far as saying within these products, paying attention to the pitch behind it here. Definite aspects as far as getting towards like the banging typeness within these hit type tones. It's the pitch as far as saying particular 10 out of 10 album social score would get a 10 as well. Now within the variety as far as saying it could almost be like a 9.75 within the pitch. It may actually be like a 9.75. The social score might actually be like a 9.75 within these pitches. It has popular enough in terms of like a bang kind of recognizable type staple. I'm not sure it's like what the anchor behind like particular Silverstein kind of is within these pitches as far as like the variety kind of happens at just picking like the de facto type song within the most popular, like the ferocity is kind of within the pitch as far as saying they have some albums but not terribly that many. They have some albums, but not terribly that many charted as full bound within these pitches. So I'm going to look up just to see within these aspects as far as like what the seemingly most popular song is. They have one song that at least was certified gold by the RIAA, which was off their 2005 album Discovering the Waterfront, which is actually their second album within these pitches. But other than that, they have one charting song in the U.S. main charts from their 2022 album. So it took a little bit within these pitches, not to say like that, but just the pitch as far as saying they had a recent type one within those aspects as far as the fair's going to happen with getting to like that chart type bang. Just the pitch as far as saying it's just kind of more in the trenches within these aspects as far as paying attention, like the hit type appeal of like a post-hardcore and pitches like that type bands. It's kind of within pitch, paying attention to like kind of some similar hit type varieties like Pierce the Veil and folks like that, since the pitches they're kind of with an aspect all-time low in certain type of senses that kind of have the variety as far as saying that the occasional type chart hit, but it's kind of fair as far as saying it's just more probably the deeper you know about the hot topic type fair and getting towards some of those type products within those pitches, places like Spencer's and places like that, it's kind of the appeal as far as saying that it has more complex as it starts to pop up more. It's good, nice pitches here, just being able to say, I'm going to still say 9.75 social because the aspect to like the two singles within this aspect didn't seem to have like widespread kind of, I mean, I think there's probably some degree if you have like XM radio and pitch like that, there's some like a mild type sense you might catch some of these type of songs, but it doesn't seem if they chart that high that it would be as full bound. Even if you are paying for XM radio, it seems to complex the likelihood of hearing some of these type ones, especially 19 years later, would be a little bit uncommon. But pitch as far as saying I'd look after it, these joyride type songs, pitches like that, these emo kind of breakneck kind of R&D type songs within like an up tempo type sense, like the Frosty are pretty good on here. It just kind of has like a real jostle about it as far as these are going to happen. Smoke a bowl, pick up some teas, pitch like that kind of variety as far as just like the conduct of getting towards these fairs, as far as like the shopping of it and pitch like that, the splurge type fair, and just the aspect of having like the good fun of like the transit type fairs, chunking up the deuce, the palestines type pitches, some mean type varieties. But in terms like the dap type tunes pitch like that, is this kind of variety is not like a real dance club type bang on here. It's kind of pitch that the terrible amount of front yard type bangs on top of that within some type pitches to kind of clink glasses and some type fairs amongst the variety of having like Doritos and kind of memes and loud pack like that. It's the pitch for saying it's not as super common. So it's the pitch for saying there's plenty of these type ones for like the rush hour and fairs like that amongst these fairs. So just like the gulag type fashion, like an emo type sense, has those type varieties. Definitely like particular My Chemical Romance. Definitely like folks like Newfound Glory and Under Oath in particular, like all-time low since that pitch amongst us. The hit type appeal as far as saying good banging typeness, but then pitch as far as saying 9.75 stars. The pitch behind it is very thrilling type album, but the pitch just behind is just as far as not as many stationary type bops within like the crunkness factor. You do get tore up on here with some smoke type varieties to actually get to pitch like that, but it's kind of variety as far as saying if you're in motion a good portion of the time, you do have to pay attention within variety. If it's not other folks, it's going to be you that's going to have to do this. So it's kind of for the jostle behind it, having Bell along some of these type pitches, getting towards the product like some Galvant and just dark kind of Galvants and Dark Knight kind of thrills, pitches like that. It's going to provide some hit type feels, but the aspects for us saying this is kind of product just paying attention that being able to overcome like fatigue and just dreariness and other and being able to overcome fatigue and dreariness and queasiness, fairs like that from like drug type product and pitch like that to actually be able to do these things. So it's pitch far saying within the commerce type fair, but aspects like that, hit type appeal, some type fairs, but just a little bit of that particular, just more nestled kind of homebound type fair, but not superb amount, not a gas amounts of it, pitch like that, but some hit type. Not a gas amounts of it, but good pitch like that as far as the banging is kind of happen. So in terms of the future, particularly Silverstein dropped 2 albums in 2025, pitch like that. So they got some hit type appeals. I'm going to get back to this band down the road as far as these pitching happens. Some definite banging type ordeals. It's a good shrill type album within relative type sense. Not as full bound spooky to like the point as far as saying that like it really is like shell shocking kind of a gas, but it's kind of pitch as far as saying it does have like that particular kind of more September and like an autumn type fair, just decked in black. Definitely I'd say some type pitches, but it's just kind of bright as far as saying it just has the aspect of like particular some alt and goth type tints in there, but it's kind of pitched as far as saying it's just the aspect as far as just like it's just a wired album as far as those pretty albums. So just pitched good banginess as far as paying attention to those products, good pitch like that. So within the PL, good aspects here, classic type album pitch like that, just a vicious kind of mid late 2000s kind of alt album pitches like that, I'd have to say.